Hello everybody and welcome back to Fraser1515 Gaming. Before getting things going here, I'd just like to remind you guys as the viewers to hit that like button below and the subscribe button. It really helps my channel out. Second of order of business is if anybody or any one of my viewers here is good with any type of video editing, mainly in transitions and possibly recording over top of gameplay video, to really reach out to one of my social media handles, because that would really improve the quality of content that you guys will be getting. So in today's video, we'll just be going over as the other ones, where Tampa Bay is at, how they're positioned, how they're looking for a future playoff run. So to get things going, Tampa's currently sitting second in the Atlantic Division, quite a bit behind Boston, and it's almost a certainty right now that they'll be playing Toronto in the first round. So it kind of hurts me to say this, but I think Tampa's positioned much better to advance into the second round at least than Toronto is. But where they'll be running into problems is they'll be getting Boston. So if we were looking at their team right now, they're currently without Stamkos and Hedman, although I'd imagine they'll probably be back once the NHL season resumes. But their first line is looking like Anthony Cirelli centering Alex Killorn and Nikita Kucherov, who honestly have been playing outstanding this year. A little bit slow, but I think how they started in Europe really slowed them down. Their second line is really anchored by Braden Point and the newly acquired Blake Coleman, who's playing alongside Andre Palat. Their third line rolls out Tyler Johnson, Yanni Gourde, and Mitchell Stevens, which is incredible depth. That could likely be, Tyler Johnson could likely be a second, if not a center, or a first line center on some other NHL teams. And the fourth line is Big Rig Pat Maroon, as well as Cedric Paquette and Barclay Goodrow. So really solid depth for them, which is kind of showing off in their their record, really. They're probably one of the best NHL teams of the past 2 to 3 months. If you take out their first month in Europe, you're looking at a President's Cup winner. On defense, they have Ryan McDonough and Eric Cernak, who Eric Cernak turns out to be an incredible trade for them. I think he was acquired in the Ben Bishop deal from LA. Their second pairing is Mikhail Sergachev and Kevin Shattenkirk. And their third pairing is currently Luxan and Zach Bogosian, who really hasn't been able to, show what he can do, because he, like others, he hasn't really been getting much playing time. I think he was in Buffalo, but in net they got Andrei Vasilevsky, so they really are positioned quite well to come back once the NHL season resumes. And the reason that I think that is because if it's anything like last year, Tampa Bay comes out of the gate just absolutely flying. So this will almost be like a brand new season for them. So they won't have any of that in their mind where they kind of get maybe fatigued or mentally exhausted, and they'll be fresh, focused, and very much focused on winning the Stanley Cup. And their window is honestly really now, because within the next couple of years, they're going to be having, Anthony Cirelli is going to be looking for a new deal. Sergachev will probably be looking for a new deal. Cernak's going to be coming up. Ryan McDonough is going to be looking for a contract renewal. I can't imagine Kevin Shattenkirk taking too much of a small deal with his next one up. So their window to win is honestly, it might be this season, and they could possibly extend it to the next season. But at the same point in time, they're going to be very much up against the cap. So you're looking at a team that could be our next Chicago Blackhawks, where they blow through their window, and then after that, we're looking at another 2, 3, 4 potentially slow years. And I think that the Tampa Bay management realizes that in some of the trades that they made before the deadline, where they acquired Blake Coleman for last year's first round pick, Nolan Foote. So that's quite a significant piece of the puzzle, or a future puzzle, that is no longer with the organization. As well as they traded Barclay Goodrow, who don't get me wrong, great player and definitely fills his role, but to trade a first round pick, that's quite that's quite significant for fourth line forward. But I can see where the management's coming from, because as fans, we are more attached to the players that we already know are property of Tampa Bay Lightning, like our Taylor Radishes, maybe Boris Katchouk, Cowfoot. And trading of these first round picks, you don't have your fans emotionally tied to those players as much. So, in summary, I really think that Tampa Bay is going to be poised to win the Stanley Cup. And if I was a betting man, I think I would probably lay some money on the line on them, and hopefully we'll be able to return some money on that once the NHL season gets going. So with that, be sure to like and subscribe for faster video uploads. Peace.